Let's talk about some of the most underrated movies of the year so far, in my opinion. Today, I have two which are similar in a way. I will get into it. First, we have Warfare. This is based on a true story, a platoon of American Navy SEALs on a surveillance mission gone wrong in insurgent territory, a boots on the ground story of a modern warfare and a brotherhood told in real time and based on the memory of the people who lived it. From what I understand, one of the people from this team helped make this movie, which is pretty cool. They end up trapped in this house, and the entire objective becomes them trying to get extracted and saved out of this bad situation. This is the whole movie, just them trying to escape this situation. That's it. It sounds simple because it is simple. This is not a movie with a complex plot. At first glance, I know this might seem a bit boring, but you would be severely mistaken. The movie starts slow. You get a sense of the team's chemistry and the different roles each person plays. When I say this, I mean like the different roles they play in this team. Some guys are the snipers, some guys are the communication with air support. As things build up, you start to feel this rising of tension because they are starting to understand that they might be spotted, and everything starts to shift. And then when shit hits the fan, this chaos does not stop. This intensity does not stop until the end of the movie. The director and everyone involved really made a emphasis on trying to go into incredible detail of pretty much everything, which makes sense. It's not a long movie. It's not a very complex movie, so yes, I hope you do go into detail with the small things, which they did, and it was fire. The sound design, bullets flying, explosions, the roar of low-flying aircrafts, all of this creates a gripping and immersive atmosphere. As the movie progresses, you see how this situation affects everyone differently. The acting and performances all around is very strong. I would understand if you want a bit more of a bigger story here, but in my opinion, this is a film that tells a simple story so efficiently and effectively that by the end, you almost wish it was longer because of how well it is made. It is one of my favorites of this year. In fact, it is currently my third favorite movie this year. I gave it an 8 on my first watch, but after my second watch, I bumped it up to a 9 because that's just how good this movie is. When you watch this movie, you will watch a near perfect movie. So I highly recommend that you watch this movie. Going into the second movie I have brought, this is called Sovereign. This is also based on a true story. A struggling single father, Jerry Kane, indoctrinates his son, Joe Kane, into the sovereign citizen movement. He teaches Joe that laws are illusions and that freedom is something you must take. But as Jerry's ideas consume the both of them, they are set on a collision course with a police officer who has spent his life upholding the very rules Jerry is determined to tear down. This was a pretty crazy movie. Even though Joe is constantly around his father and exposed to all these anti-government ideas, the movie does a very good job of showing that this kid does not fully accept these ideas. He wants to go to school, he wants to make friends, he wants to just be a normal kid. You can see his frustrations throughout the movie. You can see how he is torn because his dad seems intent on making their life harder for no reason. He even likes a girl. Like, this guy wants to be normal. This whole movie shows the struggle this kid has to face with his dad, who he does love, but he can also see that these ideas he has are just so crazy, just not practical. Nick Offerman plays Jerry Kane very well. As somebody who enjoys Parks and Rec, this felt like Ron Swanson if he were a crazy extremist. I loved when Jerry would go on his rants about the government and about it being all bullshit, because you can tell he genuinely believed in all of it. He was so passionate that I'm there like, yo, he has a point. But when the movie goes on and further, Jerry becomes more angry. His ideas become more dangerous. You can see and feel the tension building up within him. You know something is going to happen. You know that there is going to be an explosion, well, at the end of this movie, and it does happen, but it doesn't happen in the way that I thought it would. What really impressed me about Sovereign is the filmmaking. The score is incredible. It creates a constant feeling of eeriness and unease that fits perfectly with the tone of this movie and the story. It keeps you on edge, as well as the cinematography adds to this feeling as well. The visuals help create a cold and eerie atmosphere that sticks with you. I just did not expect this to be such a well-made movie all around. You know when you watch a movie and you just like, damn, like they really took time into the music, into the score. They really made an emphasis to have good cinematography, and I love that. I'm a guy who really appreciates when movies take the time to really set the tone with the score and cinematography and the sound, because that is so important to me, and I just really like when movies do that. This film is like elevated to a much higher level than the simple plot. The plot and the story is very simple, but when you add how the whole movie is made, it's just such a good movie. I gave it a 9 out of 10. This is also for me a near perfect movie, or if not a perfect movie. I wouldn't be surprised if I watched this again later this year and gave it a 10 out of 10 because it's just that good. You should watch this movie. Both Warfare and Sovereign are similar in terms of their stories are very straightforward. They're both true stories. Both are under an hour and 40 minutes, with Sovereign coming in at an hour and 40 minutes and Warfare being an hour and 30 minutes. And because the plots are so focused and so simple, the directors have to pay more attention to the surrounding elements. And that's why I think these movies are so good, because the directors do pay attention to the surrounding elements and to the details. This makes these movies to be very concise, powerful, and very just all around well-made movies. So I think you should watch them. Thank you.